Atiku rejects Southern court to step down, demands open primary. Tinubu will be removed by votes, not bullets. ADC replies Presidency over overthrow comment. We are not in Senate to make money, says Akpabio. BINL to build $15 billion, 500,000 barrels per day refinery. Establish FTZ in Ondo. Ganduje appointed chairman of FAAN board. Kenyan President Ruto orders police to shoot protesters who vandalize property. Summary of the news. Atiku rejects Southern court to step down, demands open primary. Former Vice President Atiku has rejected growing calls from Southern political leaders urging him to step aside for a Southern presidential candidate, citing his constitutional right to contest and calling for open, merit-based primaries. This stance has sparked backlash from members of the Obedient movement who insist that only Peter Obi is acceptable as a candidate and are threatening to exit the coalition. The disagreement has exposed the deep cracks within the opposition alliance initially formed to challenge the ruling party. Analysts warn the coalition may collapse if the rift isn't resolved ahead of the 2027 elections. Tinubu will be removed by votes, not bullets. ADC replies Presidency over overthrow comment. The African Democratic Congress (ADC) has stated that it seeks to remove President Bola Tinubu through democratic elections, not by force, responding to claims by Tinubu's spokesman, Bayo Onanuga, that the opposition is plotting to overthrow the government. ADC's interim national publicity secretary, Bolaji Abdullahi, dismissed the allegation as baseless and reckless. He accused the Tinubu administration of using such claims to justify repression of opposition leaders. The ADC emphasized its commitment to democracy and vowed to offer Nigerians a better alternative through the ballot, not violence. We are not in Senate to make money, says Akpabio. Senate President Godswill Akpabio has emphasized that lawmakers are in the Senate not to enrich themselves but to make sacrifices for future generations. He made this remark during a plenary session while discussing the general principles of the Electricity Act Amendment Bill 2025, which seeks to address emerging issues in Nigeria's power sector. The bill, sponsored by Senator Enyinnaya Aberibe, aims to enhance policy and regulatory coordination between federal and state governments, strengthen financing in the power sector, criminalize vandalism of critical electricity infrastructure, and improve labor relations. It also seeks to clarify the transition of intrastate electricity regulation from the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission to state governments, operationalize the Power Consumer Assistance Fund to better manage subsidies, and redefine how power companies engage with host communities. Akpabio noted that the country is in need of a complete overhaul of its electricity sector to drive industrial growth. The bill passed second reading and has been referred to the Senate Committee on Power, which is expected to report back in 6 weeks. BINL to build $15 billion, 500,000 barrels per day refinery. Establish FTZ in Ondo. Backbone Infrastructure Nigeria Limited (BINL) is set to build a $15 billion, 500,000 barrels per day refinery and a free trade zone in Ondo State in partnership with the state government through Ondipa. Phase 1, starting with 100,000 barrels per day, is expected to be completed in 48 months. BINL is also in talks with NNPC Limited to support the project. The company will visit Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa on July 14, 2025 and sign the official MOU the following day. BINL says the refinery will supply local and international markets, boost government revenue, create jobs, and support community development through education, infrastructure, and local hiring initiatives. Ganduje appointed chairman of FAAN board. Just days after resigning as APC national chairman, Dr. Abdullahi Umar Ganduje has been appointed and inaugurated as chairman of the board of the Federal Airports Authority of Nigeria (FAAN). The ceremony was conducted in Abuja by Aviation Minister Festus Keyamo, who emphasized the board's role in transforming Nigeria's aviation sector. Ganduje expressed gratitude to President Tinubu and pledged to lead with a focus on service delivery, compliance, infrastructure, and improved passenger experience. He also highlighted the need for stakeholder attitude change and adherence to legal frameworks. FAAN CEO Mrs. Olubimi Kuku welcomed the board, expressing confidence in enhanced collaboration and governance. Kenyan President Ruto orders police to shoot protesters who vandalize property. Kenyan President William Ruto has sparked outrage after ordering police to shoot protesters in the leg if they vandalize property, saying they should be incapacitated rather than killed. This directive comes just days after at least 31 people were killed during widespread anti-government protests. The demonstrations, largely led by young Kenyans, are fueled by rising living costs, police brutality, corruption, and deaths of a political blogger in police custody. The protest turned violent in places with reports of looting, arson, and use of live ammunition by security forces. A government human rights body reported that criminal gangs worked alongside police, raising alarm over possible collaboration. Officials have denied these claims. Meanwhile, the government is labeling protesters as terrorists and anarchists, suggesting the unrest is a coup attempt. Critics accuse Ruto of betraying his earlier promises of reform and anti-corruption. With Ruto must go trending and calls for accountability growing, pressure is mounting on his government both domestically and internationally. Follow for more. July 10th, 2025.